Gotcha. Yeah, and there's just everything has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our hours that we work, the volume, even our salaries have been affected by that. So let me now ask this question because this is the question that I'm getting from parents, and this is the question that drew some people even to this show today. People want to know, will my child bounce back from the pandemic? That's what people are asking. People want to know, how can I assure, if that's a good word, that my child will bounce back from the pandemic? And I want to hear from you all. I want to hear from you, and I want to even hear from our audience. Please share with us, what some of your concerns. Dr. Webb, you're up first. This is quite a question. Yes, will my child bounce back from the pandemic? And you can lead from any way you desire.
I will say, if I may rephrase it a little bit differently,
Absolutely.
I would say there are things we can do to help the likelihood that children will bounce back from the effects of this pandemic.
Hmm.
And as you know, Dr. Means and Dr. Mitnaul have been saying, the current resources have been a little strapped when it comes to mental health services around the country, but I don't think that should deter anyone from seeking them,
Hmm.
because
Good
they're
point.
still available. There are many, like for instance, here in Arizona, there were many flexibilities that we made in the Medicaid system, as far as allowing more codes to be billed via telehealth or telephone services,
Hmm.
those sorts of different things, laxing on some other stipulations to make sure that people get care. Excuse me. Enhancing our crisis mobile teams and different things like that.
Hmm.
But I also want to say that, as child and adolescent psychiatrists, we know that part of resiliency, in faces of challenges like this one, is making sure that the youth is surrounded by adults who can model that for them. So I think if we want our kids to be resilient at this time, we have to make sure that we as parents and caregivers and their adult community are also taking care of ourselves,
Hmm.
and that we are doing what we can, within our means and our ability to take care of ourselves, make sure we're eating right, we're watching our stress, and that we're communicating with our youth. And I think that is something that we often take for granted, and we make assumptions that, oh, either they don't understand or either they wouldn't care. But I think we do have to be transparently and openly communicate with them. And it may be okay to share with them that you might be concerned about something or worried about something, so that they can see your humanity and also see how you were dealing with those stresses as well.
Absolutely. So resiliency, the capacity to bounce back. And so, come on, Dr. Midnoff, what capacity do our children have to bounce back? Will they bounce back?
Yeah, I like the focus that Dr. Webb added, and I agree. I think one is carrying forward the message that there is a cause for hope, and that our treatments really do work, and not to be discouraged from individuals and families kind of seeking the care that they need. And her point too about us being able to model to our kids that in times of imperfection, and when we can't maybe have all the things that we want, that adults can rally together to serve the needs of our kids and to try to provide that community. I think one of the things that teenagers, the teenagers in my clinic would have said to me, a year and a half, 2 years ago, is that Dr. Minna, I can live my life virtually. I mean, I can live on TikTok and Snapchat and
Yeah.
Discord, and my life is fine. And what we learned is those teenagers were actually the first ones to say, you know, hey, I need to be with you in person. You know, there are some conversations that that, you know, I can appreciate the telehealth check-ins, but if there's an opportunity for us to, I'll be 12 feet apart if that will allow us to
Wow.
you know, to get to the things that mean the most to me. And so I think some of the things that we can also focus on are looking for real points of connection with, you know, with our kids and with kids in our community. And that might mean, you know, volunteering our time to be that for people that, you know, that we know may not have, you know, all of the same resources, and looking for the healthy ways that kids can still participate in community and be with one another or be connected to their church community. You know, all of those important pillars that we know help to really bolster and support our kids, and give them opportunities to find those adult mentors too. Because I think that was one of the hard things about this year is that many kids, you know, both parents are working kind of outside of the home too, and maybe they were doing, you know, remote school where, you know, they are their own companion in the house, other than maybe the dog and the cat and your little brother, and who wants to be stuck with their little brother. So so looking for ways to build that in, and help them to reconnect can be really important to help build that resilience. And so I think because of that, we have cause for hope.